guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as always, many stories to discuss, from Jadon Sancho to Noni Madueke, Arsenal defender, but also João Pedro, Bryan, Mbeumo, and so let's jump into it together. And so guys, here we are as always with many updates, with many stories. Important to say that a surprising here we go of the day was coming from France. Olivier Giroud is back in Europe. He will play for Lille in France after leaving LAFC after just one season in MLS. Olivier Giroud is back and he will play in France with Lille. So good luck to the fantastic French striker who will be back in European football. But many stories today on several players, and so let's start also with an important topic, and I wanted to start with Jadon Sancho because the intention of Manchester United remains very clear. Part ways with Jadon Sancho. The story between Jadon Sancho and Man United is considered over, not today, not yesterday, but already weeks ago when Chelsea decided not to activate the option to sign Jadon Sancho on a permanent transfer from Manchester United. The idea of Man United has always been very clear. Find a solution for Sancho. Try to find the permanent transfer solution for the player. At the moment, still not finding the correct solution, so Man United are taking their time. What I wanted to clarify is that we have many stories about Fenerbahçe in the recent days, in the recent weeks. Fenerbahçe in negotiations for Jadon Sancho, Fenerbahçe in advanced talks for Jadon Sancho. My understanding is that between Fenerbahçe and Sancho, the situation is currently very quiet. It's not advanced, it's not concrete, it's not progressing. At the moment, the situation is very, very quiet. The expectation is for Manchester United to wait for someone who can really or sign Jadon Sancho on a permanent transfer, or pay the whole salary of Jadon Sancho. At the moment, calls from Napoli 2 weeks ago, then Juventus from Italy again, Fenerbahçe this story in the media, but at the moment no one wants to cover the full salary of Jadon Sancho, so the salary is the topic. And was also the topic for Chelsea, was also the reason why Chelsea decided not to proceed with the Jadon Sancho story, because they didn't want to break their structure with salaries with the one of Jadon Sancho. So let's see what's going to happen there, but tonight I can still confirm interest from Italy, the calls from Juventus, the calls from Napoli 2 weeks ago, but now what's important to say on Sancho is that Fenerbahçe doesn't look like a concrete destination for the player because the situation has gone very, very quiet. Also, guys, I wanted to clarify something else because we mentioned Chelsea and Jadon Sancho. Emi Martínez. Between Emi Martínez and Chelsea today we had some stories. There is nothing, guys. Respect for the player who made history for his national team, who did fantastic for Aston Villa, but Chelsea are not in talks with the agents of the player, with Aston Villa, so at the moment the situation of Emi Martínez is completely quiet for Chelsea, and nothing is happening there. It's also going to be important today, guys, to discuss on several other topics, and one of these topics I wanted to discuss with you is Noni Madueke, because I keep receiving many questions on the future of Noni Madueke. It's still an open story for this summer. I'm not saying that the player is available for sale, because Noni Madueke remains an important player for Chelsea, part of the rotation for Enzo Maresca, but let's see what's going to happen in terms of proposals. I can confirm just one thing, that at the moment Arsenal have not made any bid for Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke is not the only name they have on the list. For example, they also appreciate Anthony Gordon at Newcastle, so there are several candidates at Arsenal for the winger position. But I can tell you that Noni Madueke is one of the names being discussed internally at Arsenal this week by the club. So one of the names they discussed in the meetings they're having all together at Arsenal is also Noni Madueke. So he's a player who is appreciated, he's a player who Arsenal are considering, but at the moment, still no green light from Chelsea, no club-to-club talks, not clear what Chelsea want to do with Madueke, so for sure the situation is going to be one to watch in the next weeks and months, but still nothing imminent for Noni Madueke, with Arsenal still assessing all their options internally for the wingers position. For the centre-back position, guys, today we had some reports and I saw some Arsenal fans quite in panic. They rejected our bid for Mosquera, the bid was turned down, Mosquera is not happening. Calma, relax. Arsenal opened talks with Valencia, but the bid, from what I understand, was not 19 or 20 million euros, was less than this, just to open a conversation with Valencia for Mosquera. Arsenal are hopeful to close this deal for something around 20-25 million euros, as I told you also yesterday. So Arsenal are in the process to sign Mosquera. Arsenal have the green light from the player because Mosquera wants to go to Arsenal. Personal terms will be okay, so there is no problem on the player side. It's just Arsenal now working on a deal with Valencia. The opening bid was an opportunity to get in touch with the club, to start showing the interest, but was not 20 million euros or 19. From what I understand, was less than this. Now, Valencia will not accept 14, 15, 16 million euros, but Arsenal will try to find a smart solution for a player who is out of contract next summer, who is currently not signing any deal at Valencia, who is wanted by several clubs, yes, but Arsenal have arrived with a very clear project, with a very strong position, and so Arsenal remain the clear favorites for Mosquera, so relax on that one. I just wanted to clarify two more stories today, guys. The first one is on Joao Pedro, because Newcastle are pushing for Joao Pedro, this is true. Newcastle wants the player, this is true. But also, let's not forget the interest from Chelsea. Joao Pedro remains a player of interest at Chelsea. So Newcastle are actively working on the deal. Chelsea are still having conversations because they like Joao Pedro. He's one of the players they have in their shortlist. I told you about their interest a few weeks ago, was almost 7-10 days ago. And I can confirm once again that Chelsea like the player. So don't forget Chelsea in the Joao Pedro story. While Newcastle are trying to anticipate all the other clubs and get the green light from Brighton, at the moment no green light club to club, Chelsea are still closely following the situation because they like Joao Pedro. And they believe Joao Pedro could be one of the solutions for the attacking position in the next days or weeks on the market. So let's not forget that one. On Bryan Mbeumo, many questions tonight, and so I wanted to do this video also to reply to Manchester United fans, because the reports are about Brentford rejecting a bid from Manchester United for Bryan Mbeumo. Guys, the understanding is that Brentford constantly mention in the talks they're having also with Manchester United the price tag of other players in the market when they mention Mbeumo. This is why they want more than what Manchester United offered with their second bid. But my understanding is not that Brentford rejected the bid and talks stopped. My understanding is that the conversations between Man United and Brentford for Bryan Mbeumo continue. So the two clubs are again in talks. The two clubs are trying to find a solution. Manchester United remain calm. Manchester United remain confident. Manchester United remain optimistic because the player, as I told you days ago, is giving total priority to Man United. Wants to go to Man United and told Brentford that he wants to go to Man United, as I told you a few days ago. So the position is very clear. He wants to wear red next season. Now Manchester United remain in active talks with Brentford to reach an agreement on the transfer fee. As of tonight, no agreement, but in the next days this conversation will continue. Man United will try to find a final solution for Bryan Mbeumo to join the club, but for sure, this story is still active, is still alive, is not over after a bid rejected or a proposal turned down. So relax and let's see what's gonna happen in the next days. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Jadon Sancho to Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Joao Pedro, Bryan Mbeumo. I wait for your opinion, guys. Here in comments, remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao.